Hello and welcome back to my ePortfolio. In this video, we will be talking about another industry-specific software called Realtime Landscape Architect. Similar to both AutoCAD and Dynascape, Realtime Landscape Architect has familiar tools with scaling one-to-one, layers, and importing a background template. We started this project by importing the background template into Realtime, which is similar to what we did in the other two softwares. However, the way we imported the image was through the Picture Import Wizard, which is not available in the other two softwares. We then traced the image and scaled it one-to-one using the Scale tool. Scaling one-to-one means that we are scaling the drawing to real-world dimensions, where 1 foot on the paper equals 1 foot in real life. Once the image was imported, we were able to move it to its own layer. Layers were also similar between the three softwares, where they help keep the drawing more organized. In real time, we manually have to add each layer, and we can turn layers on and off to prevent overcrowding, as well as lock layers like the background image so it can't be reselected. These steps were done in the Plan View tab. One feature that is unique to Realtime is it has three different modes, which are Plan View, Perspective, and Walkthrough. Plan View is a 2D viewpoint of the drawing where we make the initial regions of the image as well as input the plant legend and the final viewpoints. The Plan View tab is what is printed out after we completed drawing our image and the scale is determined. Similar to Dynascape, this takes place before the drawing is started by drawing a square to determine the printed area. This view is what is printed out after the drawing is completed. Our print scale was 1/8 of an inch equals 1 foot, which means that 1/8 of an inch on the paper represents 1 foot in real life. A tool that is specific to Realtime Landscape Architect is the Perspective view. The functions are similar between Perspective and Plan View, but some functions can be better in different tabs. For example, the Perspective views allows us to get a better size and scale representation of plants in the landscape to determine how much space is left, whereas in Plan View, inserting a single plant or plant row is done easier in that view. Also in Perspective mode, we are able to see a 3D perspective of our house, and it also allows us to add in different features like site amenities, lighting around the house and landscape beds, and also the windows and doors. Another tool specific to Realtime is the Walkthrough tab. This is another 3D view of the drawing, but is more useful in helping to sell your design to a particular client. In the Walkthrough tab, there are two ways to do a walkthrough. The first way is by just free roaming around the image to view the design. The second way is by using a camera path, which allowed us to see different video walkthroughs of the house, like a daytime, nighttime, and full walkthrough. This camera path feature can only be used in the Walkthrough tab. Similarities between the perspective and walkthrough layers: we could change the environmental settings, also known as the time of day, to see what the property looks like at any time of the day. This feature cannot be used in the Plan View tab. Now moving to site amenities, they are similar in all three softwares where they help give us purpose of the space, like a 4-person table and chairs on a flagstone patio, and also gives us a sense of scale of how big an area is. However, the way they are called in each software varies. In AutoCAD, they are called blocks, in Dynascape, they are called figures, and in Realtime, they are called accessories. These accessories are different from the other two softwares because we can pick them based on our personal design aesthetics and can change the materials to create unity throughout the drawing. Also, Realtime has a wider variety of site amenities ranging from fire pits to cars. In addition, you are able to download images from SketchUp's 3D Warehouse as a SketchUp file and import it into the drawing through the Model Import Wizard tool. This resource gives you more versatility and variety of options when designing your drawing. These site amenities helps give you a sense of scale and style in your drawing. Also, a wide variety of plant materials, hardscape patterns, and more are available. Now looking at tools particular to Realtime Landscape Architect, there are a few different tools. The first tool was the House tool that allowed us to be able to make our house. This tool was especially useful as the house had to be constructed in 4 separate parts and then all put together. This is different from both AutoCAD and Dynascape as the house was drawn in those softwares by using the Polyline tool. Another particular tool is the Region tool, which allowed us to make the lawn spaces around the house as well as the planting beds. Another tool is the Patio tool, which allows us to make our fire pit area as well as our flagstone patio where the table and chairs are. The differences between the two tools is the Patio tool is not conformed to the terrain of the area, and it has a preset height when input into the drawing of 2 inches, as well as a border that is able to be turned on and off. Another unique tool is the Deck tool that allowed us to pick a style of deck we preferred by changing color and material, as well as to eliminate the side rails and change the height. This has been done in the other two softwares by using the Polyline tool. Another tool used was the fence tool, which allowed us to put a fence around the property and also change the material of the fence to match our design aesthetic. Gates could also be added to fences as well. These tools help speed the design process along and are very simple to use. Another tool that is used in real time is the Plant Legend and Plant Label tool. The plant library is similar to Dynascape because it gave us the amount of each plant used, the botanical name, and common name. However, it's different because in Dynascape, we just had symbols to represent the different plants and shrubs, as well as had an online database of Dynascape.com's library of plants that we could choose from. However, in real time, we had more real-life representations of plants and shrubs in both the 2D plan view and the 3D perspective view to give us a better view of how they will actually look in the landscape. The first plant tool we used was the single plant tool, which allowed us to place one singular plant like a tree or a shrub in a small space. Another tool used was the plant row tool, which allowed us to place a row of plants that were close together, like in a plant bed. Another plant tool is the plant fill tool, which can be used to create ground covers but was not used in this project. The Plant Legend tool gives us a list of the types of plants used, the amount of each plant, as well as a realistic symbol of each plant. This differs from Dynascape's plant list because Dynascape's list did not include a symbol of each plant and included the size and condition of each plant. The last tool we used in Real-Time Landscape Architect is viewpoints. Viewpoints are known as set views from the walkthrough tab that allows us to save certain views that we can return to that particular view at any point. While in the viewpoint, you are able to change the environment settings, and then you can screenshot different times of day. From there, you can save them and import them into the plan view to show different areas of the design. This feature is not used in AutoCAD and Dynascape. When comparing Real-Time Landscape Architect to the other softwares, it has more going on inside of the software. Given that it's an industry-specific software, it has more landscape-oriented features compared to a non-industry specific software like AutoCAD. However, it takes it a step further to differentiate itself based on its 3D capabilities, which is a feature both AutoCAD and Dynascape do not have. When comparing them based on a 2D drafting plan view, all the softwares are about equal, but Realtime has more different shapes and colors that are used. Also, all three softwares share the same 2D tools, but what really differentiates Realtime is its 3D capabilities. Realtime also has a built-in object library, which is a feature that AutoCAD does not have, and allows you to import objects, which is a feature that Dynascape does not have. Another difference is that in Realtime, you have to start building from the ground up, starting with the lawn area. The reason is because of the hierarchy of layers in the 3D aspect. Looking at Realtime, this software is definitely a great industry-specific software because of its 3D capabilities, and has been the most fun software to use thus far. Thank you for watching, and check back soon for future projects.